BVM Talks the Championship. You are?
I'm Jono.
And you are a?
Forest fan.
Forest fan.
My sins.
Why are you a Forest fan?
I think it's grown up. I've got an older brother and he was there in the glory days through Brian Clough.
Yeah.
80s, 90s. Growing up in his shadow, I decided to follow suit and unfortunately there I was.
So you're not actually from Nottingham?
No, from Beverley originally.
Okay.
So first ever game I went to was Hull versus Swindon at Boothry Park.
Cool.
I need to go to the loo and miss both goals, and it was 1-1. So my dad remembers that like a treat.
That's it. Brilliant. Let's just make sure. Yeah, I'm ticking over. Right. So how long have you been a Forest fan all your life? There?
Yeah, pretty much certainly last 30 years.
30 years.
Yeah.
Rightio.
I've been going 30 years anyway.
Yeah. So how long have you been a Derby fan, Ped? How old are you?
Since I was born.
Yeah, no, but how old are you?
Right, I'm nearly 50.
You're nearly 50.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
He's older than me, so he's got it.
Well, I'm near to 50.
You're going the wrong way. Right then, folks. So what we want to do is we're going to have a quick chat. A lot of you have sent me some questions, but I'm going to have to forget that because this one's took a bit of a while to get together at this BVM Talks the Championship. But we will do that. Yeah, we are actually aiming to do it in a pub or somewhere. But just for today, we're going to stay back in my kitchen. So we're going to have a chat about the past week's games and the upcoming games and just anything else that's happening in the Championship. Now, I want to start off with Leeds got a draw against Brentford. That keeper, what is he on? Because I haven't got a clue what he's done. Forrest had a shot at him the other day and he fell over and he hit him, didn't he? What was going off there?
I know. He caught the back of his ankles and that would have seriously cemented that win at that point. And I say that was a great performance for us. I've got a few mates who are big Leeds fans because I studied up there, and they're slating him right now.
Yeah,
they're literally calling for him. But he's on big money. Yeah, I mean we're talking. I've got a feeling he's one of the top 5 paid players in the Championship. We're talking over 100k a week.
You're joking?
No, over 100k.
Really?
Yeah. So
the same one as there last season.
Yeah, one from Real Madrid. So they got him on a free. So they got him on a free transfer, but they had to take on his Real Madrid contract.
Yeah.
And he was second choice keeper at Madrid at the time, comes to Leeds, and they've taken on his contract.
Well, I never knew that. I should have done a bit more research. But
it cost them in the playoff game.
It cost them against you boys. He's made a couple of howlers, but then you look at it, he's also had like 16 clean sheets this season.
Yeah.
So is that him or is that?
But is that because Leeds are playing good at the back and he's not had to?
I don't know because they look vulnerable as far from what I've seen this season.
Well, the second goal for Forest
was a break.
It was a break. It was under pressure.
It was a sucker punch. But earlier in the season when we played them again, they just look vulnerable. And I've seen them a couple of times and they've looked a bit vulnerable.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they're the best team I've seen in the league.
You know, I mean, overall, I think most games they're
solid.
They're dominant.
But is there really a star player in that Leeds team that stands out to you?
Yeah, but that's the quality of the team, and how they set up. And
I think it's the manager. He brings that out in those players. He brings a special kind of player out. I mean, who was it? Roof last season, scoring 20 plus goals.
Yeah,
he was playing for Oxford 6 months before that.
Yeah.
And if Grabban were playing for them instead of Bamford, then they'd probably be flying now.
I saw a stat the other day about Bamford. He's got the most shots on goal with the worst conversion rate in the Championship. Yeah. I think I might even be in all leagues in England. I'm not sure, but yeah.
Wagon probably pushes him close, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, I didn't see it. It just said Bamford.
Yeah.
But then it's something like Matty Cash, who plays for us, converted midfielder, gone to right back. He's got the most interceptions and tackles in all of England.
Are you going to be my statter?
No. I just get bored and read stuff. I don't like reading newspapers. I read information.
That's good stuff. Pedro said in my very first BVM Talks Championship that Leeds could bottle it. Do you think they will?
Do I think? I think they'll be top 4.
Yeah.
Whether that's bottling it or not, I don't. Depends where they are now.
Where they were.
They were 16 points clear of us on the 1st of December, and tomorrow lunchtime, if we can get a result against West Brom, we'll be second. We'll be with them. So it says it all.
I think once they struggled against you, I'm sure we'll talk about that in a minute. I think they did play quite well against Brentford, and there were it was that one mistake that cost them, and goalkeepers union, anybody can make a mistake in goal.
Over me.
It's the hardest position on the pitch, and I
suppose it is really, because either you can be a hero or a complete knob.
Yeah.
Ain't you? So that's That's it. But, so we'll just move on to the next one then, which is the Forest defeat against Charlton. I mean, after you win against Leeds, you basically
took it in like a cup game.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
We made 5 changes. Brought in 2 debutants, players that have been out injured most of the season, like Carl Jenkinson. Players haven't played, not match fit. Brought in a striker that has been playing League One football. Even Tyler Walker recalled him, and it just unsettled everything. Yeah. You look at West Brom. They got a fantastic result at the weekend.
Yeah.
They played Reading, what was it, on Wednesday night. They made 1 change. That's the difference why they're up there and we're struggling. I think our challenge has been all season, anytime we've had a 3-game week, we've made too many changes and we've been caught out. And
you can't handle the big changes.
No.
You don't know what you're doing. Well, not that you don't know what you're doing.
I think we've got a top 6 team.
Yeah.
But when I say that top 6 team, do I think we've got a top 6 squad? No. I think we've got a player.
But don't you think you struggle against the teams that are lower? So you've done well against the teams in the top 6, aren't you? Where you can see possession. What I've seen, and you take chances when they come.
Yeah.
And when you're playing against the teams that might sit back and give you the possession, you've struggled.
I would say two of the worst games we've seen is that we've struggled against. We've beaten Luton twice. But I wouldn't say we've been convincing. Cardiff, we weren't convincing against these guys. Reading, we conceded 2 late equalisers in concessions. So I think it was we scored in the 96th minute against them, and they scored in the 98th minute.
Yeah.
And then it was the 83rd minute and the 87th minute against them. So we tend to play to other teams' strengths rather than our strength. And I think when we play the bigger teams, we seem to get, as you say, we seem to set ourselves up.
Yeah.
We've beaten Brentford twice this season, and I would say for me, they're probably one of the better or best.
Brentford look good, don't they?
Yeah.
If they don't go up this year, I think a lot of Premiership teams are just going to come in and basically cherry pick.
For the last couple of seasons, they've always had a top scorer in the top 4 or 5. So they've had chap who went to Brighton at the start of the season, Morpay, Hogan was there, wasn't he, before he went to Aston Villa. The other chap who Codger, before he went to Aston Villa, was all there. All those transfers, apart from the chap who went to Brighton, went in January. So they've always lost their top striker in January.
It all pays for their new ground.
Of course it does.
I'm just not convinced that Brentford have got it in the big games.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah,
that when it comes to the crunch,
and like you say, Forest could go second, couldn't they, this week?
Yeah. Wow. If you'd offered me, tomorrow morning. Look, it's 12:30. Pedro.
12:30.
I'm down the saw, mate. Come and join me.
I have done a bit of research into that one.
Come and join me. I'm down the saw. Yeah.
It gets better and better this.
But the thing is, right, all well and good. If we do, fantastic. We've been extremely lucky this week with the midweek fixtures have all gone our way.
Yeah, they have.
So we've not. So we had the opportunity to build some ground. We would be second if we'd beaten Charlton, quite clearly now. But we've not. But we've not dropped anything more. We finished 2 points behind Leeds on Saturday. We're still 2 points behind Leeds after that Charlton game. So all the results have gone in favour. However, what it has done is it's brought 6 teams in that place now. There's 6 teams fighting for that second spot in my eyes. And I think you could almost say Cardiff are putting the run together at the right time of the season.
Well, I want to talk about that, and I'll tell you what, we'll jump ahead and we'll talk about it now. Cardiff manager Neil Harris has declared his side as promotion candidates. They have lost twice in his 16 games, but have drew 7.
Yeah, and they're a tough team to beat.
Yeah.
And that's quite clearly taken the results. And whilst other teams are dropping points above them, and they're picking up points below, there's a risk that they will sort of have a late gate crash, and there is always that one team that gate crashes the top 6.
Yeah, there is, isn't there? There's always one that comes up from nowhere. I thought it was going to be this bunch.
In fairness, you know what? In fairness, I thought, I hate to say it, the Rooney effect. Wayne Rooney's derby has worked.
Yeah,
and had they got a result against Bristol on Wednesday,
they might have
I thought something, but I think that showed you weaknesses as well.
Yeah, away from home.
Are you waiting for next year, Ped? Are you waiting? Is next year going to be
building?
Well, when they start minus 20 points next season or something.
Yeah, along with Sheffield.
Well, I saw that today. Yeah,
that's something else I want to talk about.
I've just seen this. I didn't realise Blackburn was so high.
Yes, they are. They are doing quite well. It's Blackburn are 9th at this moment. Watching this,
and then Swansea.
I don't think Swansea have got it though.
No, they've dropped off over the last few months.
Millwall are still performing quite well. I think they've had some tough games. So
I think Millwall could break into the top 6.
Who did they lose to? They got a point.
They got a point against West Brom, didn't they?
Yeah,
they lost to
West Brom.
That went 2-0, yeah. God, is that many? That's much football I'm watching. I don't know where I'm going half the time.
But I'd say Millwall again have been a solid team. They've looked.
Different.
They've upset the top 6 definitely.
Yeah.
And if you look at probably how many points they've taken off the top 6, they're probably one of. It's probably up there with us.
Yeah. But so you think Cardiff could actually? Because when I read that, I thought, yeah, well, fucking right, mate. You know.
If I was to say someone out of there, looking at where we're sitting now, team with 6 points behind 6 at the moment.
I don't think Cardiff are good enough.
4 points.
Quality.
No, I don't.
They're well organised.
Yeah, I mean they've got, and that's it. They're organised. It would take someone to have a serious drop in form. Preston seem to pick up results every so often, and if they drop off, Bristol are knocking on the door. They've just got.
Have you been to Cardiff's ground at all? Any of you?
Yeah.
And is it any good?
It's on an industrial estate. It's got a subway.
You mean a ground?
No.
You mean a proper sandwich?
A sandwich shop.
Let's talk in.
Yeah. It's not Burnley. Let's put it that way. It's not Burnley.
Went to Ninian Park.
What was that like?
Rough.
Was it?
Yeah. Not pleasant.
Yeah.
Although I think we went, one of those were left at half time when we were losing 4-0.
I always remember going to Oldham. I went to Oldham away on New Year's Day. I'd been out all night, no sleep.
Yeah.
Sick in the car park when we got there. My dad was so embarrassed. And we were 5-0 down at half time on New Year's Day.
Happy New Year.
I was sweating out my eyes. It was horrible.
Brilliant. Right, let's move on then. Preston. I've made a note about Preston. They keep winning games and they keep pushing on and on. Do you think they have got any chance of? Well, of course they've got a chance because they're up there. What a stupid thing to say. But
I think they'll be top 6. I think for me they're 6. They're number 6 for me.
Yeah.
And Scott Sinclair for them is a great signing in January. However, it's whether or not he's enough to get him over the line. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I think there will be top 6, partly because nobody else will break in.
Do you think it's going to be what it is now then? The top 6 that are...
I don't think Bristol City are good enough.
I don't know, Naki Wells seems... He's got a knack for scoring, hasn't he?
Yeah.
A great little signing.
Well, Preston are home to Millwall this weekend, so, it could 49, they could swap it about a bit or push it on up, couldn't it?
Big game that in the promotion race.
It is.
They've got a really good home record, haven't they?
Preston.
Yeah. League, something.
What they say? I don't do bloody...
But when I've seen them, I can't see that they've got a great pattern of play about them. They're not kind of doing something special, and there's no standout players.
No.
But who's the manager?
It's Alexander, isn't it? The fellow who was at Norwich.
Yeah. Neil
Alexander. Yeah.
And he's done well wherever he's gone, actually, I think. And they got...
No, he got a Norwich team up that didn't deserve to go up.
No, he did, didn't he? So it's just stability, I suppose, in a place like the Championship. You've just got to... And then you can start building, can't you? It's when you start going
you look at West Brom, they've got a fantastic team. They've not really lost anyone from when they dropped out from the Premier League. Okay, albeit Dwight Gale last season, but they had an inexperienced manager in Moore. This season they've corrected that by bringing Bilic in.
Do you think he deserved to get sacked more, or...?
No.
I
thought he did a fantastic job with no experience.
Yeah.
However, what were the expectation levels there?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
The difference is now they're top, aren't they?
Yeah. I suppose.
And you've got to remember they had Dwight Gale last season. 20 odd goals, paying him 65, 70 grand a week. It's a lot of money if you're not going to go up. I think that was quite a large chunk of their parachute payment. Because they're not a flamboyant club in terms of spending. Not when you look at someone like Fulham, and then again, you look at Fulham. They've got an inexperienced manager with Parker, and they're doing exactly the same with Mirovic.
But he's doing well, isn't he, Parker? I mean, he came in at the end, didn't he, when he got rid of Ranieri? Did they get rid of Ranieri?
Yeah.
What the fuck were they thinking there? To think lightning. You think that lightning's going to strike twice?
I did say, has he done anything anywhere since he's been after you guys?
No, I don't think he'd done anything before he'd really been there. I mean, all right, he had a chance at Chelsea and stuff, but I don't know. Right, so looking at the next team I want to have a quick chat about is Brentford. We already mentioned Brentford. We were saying, weren't we, that...
We sort of talked around them.
But...
that top three for them.
Yeah.
bringing in Pontus from Leeds.
Yeah, that was good.
Great, solid defender.
I mean, nearly every signing they make is good.
Yeah.
And they improve players.
Yeah. They do improve players, don't they?
Stats based.
I was going to say they do. Was it called Moneyball or something?
Yeah.
Where they look at the stats of a player.
Yeah.
They seem to pick up a lot from the French lower leagues
and just
bring them on.
Yeah.
And stuff. So they do it. And they always seem to bring in a capable tactical manager. So like the chap there is in there at the moment, and before that they had Warburton, who was like the one who kicked it all off, wasn't he? Before he went up to Scotland and came down to earth.
Then came back down.
Came back down to earth.
Came back down to earth, didn't he? That was a big.
How was he?
So, in fairness, we played some of the best football I've seen in a long time under Warburton, and he plays a game where it's so it's completely opposite to what we're seeing now.
Yeah.
Where it's we'll let teams attack, we'll sit a high line, but you can have as much of the ball. He was opposite. Keep hold of the ball and look for a mistake. Look for a mistake. So there'd be a lot of sideways passing, but nothing going forward until there was a gap, and then you'd see it was literally like a pack of wild animals going for it.
Yeah.
And it was some good football. I think with the right players, because we didn't have a striker.
QPR?
Yeah, QPR.
Yeah. I like QPR. What I've seen of them, they've got some good players.
If you got it here, so look at QPR's goal difference, but look at their goals for and goals against. Right, I know it's 9, but they're 47 goals. Yeah. Who else is scoring 47 goals that isn't in the top 8 of the table? No one.
Yeah.
So they have the ability to beat a team 4 or 5-0 one day and then get hammered exactly the same, if not more the next. Because was it Cardiff the week they beat 5 or 6-0? They beat Cardiff 5 or 6-0.
They beat Swansea in the cup 5-1.
Yeah, and then went Cardiff again.
I'm going.
So you're expecting good? So they're expecting good things from QPR, then, are we? In the future, or do you think this is it? Do you think this is his level that's like middle of the table?
Stability. Yeah, it'll bring stability to a club, and he has that ability to win a game fantastically, but also lose it spectacularly.
The board will get fed up with him and blow him out.
I think QPR, he's probably found his home right now because they probably can't afford to get rid of anyone and bring anyone else in.
Fair play.
So imagine they're quite happy there, aren't they?
Yeah, so
it's probably relegation.
Yeah, they're comfortable there. I mean, the team you've got.
I think I read somewhere talking information, but I think at this point in the season, for the last 3 seasons, QPR have been 17th.
Really?
Yeah. At 30, whatever it is, 32 games have been 17th. The last 3 seasons. There's a fact for you. Factoid.
I didn't know that one.
Did you want to know that?
No, not really. No, but I
can only cram so much information.
That's what everybody wants: stability.
Yeah,
but he has probably found, as you say, found his niche there. And if you with the troubles they've got and been under, he's probably the right man for the right time. There, you're not going to struggle with him. And over time, he might set the world alight.
That's it. I know what you mean. So let's move on to this Sheffield Wednesday thing. How do you say his name, Ped? Is it? He says.
Chansiri.
Chansiri, is it?
See the fella that's bought him,
yeah. And he's done it for he bought Hillsborough for 60 million.
Yeah.
And now they're kicking off, saying that they're on about deducting them 12 points or so.
So they've been charged by the FA.
He's the right man to talk about this, isn't he? Really, him and Mad Mel.
It looks like you teams that are going to have your own little league of deducted points league.
No, but we've abided by all the rules.
Yeah, you found all the loopholes, is what you're trying to say. Literally, it doesn't say you can't do it. We've done it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't say you can't indirectly sponsor a player and someone else to subsidise his wages.
But Sheffield Wednesday didn't. My understanding is that they kind of did it in a different accounting year, and they didn't. So they transferred it or sold it, but then they're not having to pay any rent or anything. Whereas Derby did it properly.
Well, Derby, this is what I can't understand. Derby actually went and cleared it with the EFL first, didn't they? Yeah. And now they're coming back and saying, yeah, you've done it wrong.
So my understanding again is that it's about the amount now.
Yeah.
So Sheffield Wednesday, Hillsborough.
Is it worth 60 million?
Well, that's extortionary.
Private part was 80 million. Was the?
But it's the land. It's the land it's on. It's all that land comes with it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean.
So Toys R Us is yours as well.
But Derby's is a new ground, isn't it? Hillsborough. How old's Hillsborough?
It's probably got to be one of the oldest grounds in the league, isn't it?
It's got to be.
And it's like you can't get to it properly, can you?
Well, it's a fantastic stadium. It is great atmosphere, but
It's old
it's old school, but the amount of seats that have restricted views because there's pillars in front of it,
it's rubbish,
or a metal post. I've been a few times, and to be fair, it's the most expensive ground to go to in the Championship. It's ridiculous.
I think this is so. We're playing there in a couple of weeks.
40 quid, 48 quid,
36 quid, which just seems wrong for the Championship.
We went
Premier League.
I think it was last season or the season before. They tried to charge £47 for us to go.
Yeah.
Really?
47 quid.
How many away fans do they accept at Hillsborough?
So you can have.
Well, it's up to that. It's conditional, but normally about a couple of thousand, 2,500. But I don't think you see many more than 1,700 at most, and that's from the biggest supporting team. So I think it's us two, and Leeds have got the biggest following in terms of away fans.
Yeah. I'm not saying Derby are much better in what they charge, or if any better. But that seems wrong to me. You know,
Leeds aren't far behind. You know, Leeds are £40 odd as well. Can be on certain games. Yeah. So they have gold tier, bronze tier, and silver tier.
And to be fair, Forest, I think it's 25 quid.
Yeah, it's about. I think we're about 25. We're not bad on season tickets. I think mine's about 340. Yeah. Luke's, who's under 18, is £50 for the season.
So that ain't bad at all.
And my youngest, who's a toddler, we've bought a seat for him because I don't want people sitting next to me.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
And he's 10 quid for the year. Yeah. 10 quid all games, and he said pick and choose which games you want to take him to.
Yeah, that's how it should be, isn't it?
Yeah.
But for me, that's wrong. And you go to the Premier League, you're paying 30 quid
to see quality players. I mean, I'm not disrespecting the Championship. You know what I mean?
Well, it's obviously a lower level, isn't it? And I think the other thing is that it is just the fans. When you're talking the Championship, you haven't got your tourists come in to see
United stadiums. Isn't there a cap in the Premier League where it's £30 flat?
You're on about this earlier on, weren't you?
For away fans.
That's it.
And we're having to pay more than that.
Yeah.
So this is the thing, isn't it? You get your clubs are getting hit by stupid fair play awards and all that, yet they're charging what they like to the fans that support the clubs.
And fair play to some of the clubs that don't charge much. So Wigan, I think we went Boxing Day, that was 10 quid.
I think it wasn't much more when we went to Wigan away.
Reading was 15 or something like that, and Hull, so that, and we've had 2,500, 3,000 there for those games, and that's what you want, isn't it?
Atmosphere. And we struggle to get away tickets now unless you're a season.
I would have thought so, wouldn't you?
I think we've taken full allocation to pretty much the last 5 or 6 away games.
Fair play to them.
Where you are.
I'd like to see Forest back in the Premier. I'd also like to see Derby in there. Well, I would though, because I'd like all this local rivalry thing to,
So you want Coventry back as well, did you?
Well, in a way, because it's what it's about, isn't it? It's like
get Leicester relegated. That would be
bad.
In fairness, look, right. I think fair play to you. What you've achieved again this season is within. I think it's a combination of a lot of teams around the teams around you are in transition again, and you've got to take advantage of that.
Of course, you have.
But look. Did I think Vardy would still be here 3 or 4 years on after the season, after that title winning season, knocking him in like he is?
I didn't. Right. I wonder if there's any fact that his form's gone downhill since you've had this new baby. I think he ought to.
Since you gave him his award.
Well, since I gave him his award, I think that might have.
But the question is, and I've said this to I've got
binge watching my videos.
I've got a few Leicester fans, mates who are Leicester fans, and how do you replace Vardy when it comes time to replacing him?
I don't know.
You're set up for him, and I don't see anyone else out there that plays like him. No, but
they were saying, weren't they, that who's that moron that's gone to bloody Man United? Maguire United. They were going, how do you replace him? Yet they'd already replaced him, hadn't they? Because they'd already bought Soyuncu the year before to step in, and he's. And it's look at that, what a setup it is.
Yeah, I know. I think that's.
But he's stopping them. We need somebody to score him. I know what you mean. So
I think it's a different thing, but I don't see anyone in any league that plays like Vardy does.
But there again, Vardy weren't playing like he does when he came to Leicester. So it's a discovery, isn't it? It's one of them little gems. I think he's probably got a year and a half left in him at the pace he's got, and then he'll be a squad impact player.
I reckon Iheanacho, the sub, he looks pretty good.
He does look good. I don't know what's happened there. I don't know how many Weetabix are feeding him, or if he's on that, what's that, keto diet or whatever?
Keto diet.
I don't know if he's on that or what. But he's certainly done something. I like to finish these off with my main man Elliot is a Stoke fan. So I'd just like to finish this off to keep him interested in the video till the end, unless he goes forward and watches it. What do you think of Stoke? Do you think they'll survive? Do you?
I think there's worse there than them, unfortunately.
Yes.
I would have loved to have seen them, if I'm being honest. I work with a couple
Sorry, Elliot.
I work with a couple of lads who are Stoke fans and Vale fans, and
All right, so you've got a
and I don't know. I just don't. Yeah, it's one of those clubs, when you just don't like it. The best thing about it is the 50, you just drive straight through, keep driving, gets you to the M6.
Have we been 4-0 since we were there?
Yeah, no, I think Stoke were doing quite well at one point, weren't they? They were looking like they were going back up, but now they're just gradually falling back into it, didn't they?
Yeah.
And they lost,
the fourth from bottom.
week, didn't they? They lost in the week.
Yeah, the fourth from bottom.
They've got is it Campbell, the young striker there? I didn't realise that was Kevin Campbell's lad until today.
Really?
Yeah, it's Kevin Campbell's lad.
And I was reflecting as we were watching Stoke, Tom Ince's career has kind of gone down now.
Well,
for such a great player, he's great.
Yeah, he's just gone wherever the money has gone, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think that's what he's chasing his dad's legacy.
Well, you can say
He
that.
had such promise though, and and he did deliver for us for a couple of seasons.
It's back to what we were saying before off the camera, and we were talking about different levels and rates of players. Players that you've got always that grade there, they can sit between the Premiership and the Championship. They'll always go for that team that goes up, but be in that team that never go
like
past
a knockout, isn't it?
Yeah,
He's
and Ince sits in that bracket for me. But for me, where Stoke are, he should be the team. He should be one that's really standing out, really going for it, and he doesn't seem to be doing it. And I bet he's on big money there.
Yeah,
because he was bought in that sort of window piece when they came down, didn't they?
Yeah,
I'd say most of them are on pretty big money.
It's probably one of the reasons why they've not done much and then can't do it. And how do you motivate someone who's on $50,000 a week, earning that money, isn't interested, not emotionally attached to the club, shall we say? Let's find the P's and Q's here. Not emotionally attached to the club, but that wage is still coming in. Was it Rodwell when he was at Sunderland and they went down to League One? Picking up a wage of $75,000 a week in League One.
Unbelievable. Right, well, my camera's running out of time now, so I'd like to thank you for coming again, folks. We will do this again. We will try and find a different location to do this. It's just happening to find the right place that's not too noisy and we ain't got idiots in the background shouting, "You fat bastard,"
as opposed to idiots in the foreground.
Well, that's it.
I can give you a quick run for your money on that.
So once again, lads, thanks for that, and we'll do it again. Thank you for tuning in, and I'm not doing that like and subscribe shite. I don't do it. You either watch me, you don't. Laters.